welcome to The Explainer. So today we're going to talk about a massive shift that's happening right under our noses in the technology you and I use every single day. We're talking about the future of user experience and how it's being totally rewritten by AI. And look, this is way bigger than just your apps getting a little smarter. This is about completely changing how we interact with our devices.
You know, for as long as we can remember, digital design has basically been a game of connect the dots, right? It's been all about building these carefully designed paths to guide our clicks from one place to another. But that's all changing. A really fundamental shift is happening. We are moving away from designing for how you click around, and instead we're designing for what you actually mean.
All right, so let's dive right into this first big idea, from clicks to intent. What does this new paradigm for user experience actually look like?
I mean, we all know this model like the back of our hand, right? This is the web we grew up with. It's built on menus, buttons, all these visual signposts. The whole point for a designer was to basically draw you a map so you could find your own way. The key thing here, the heavy lifting, that was all on us, the user.
Okay, but here's where things get really interesting. This new approach, it's all about designing for what you mean, not just what you happen to click on. And what that does is it completely transforms our tools. They stop being these kind of dumb, passive windows and they become active, collaborative partners. They're designed to actually understand your goal and then help you get it done.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but where is it actually happening? Well, this isn't some far-off sci-fi concept. It's real. Which brings us to a perfect case study, the AI native browser.
And you couldn't ask for a better real-world example than Perplexity's new browser, Comet. It was in beta over the summer, but it just launched worldwide. And that's huge, because it means we have a real, tangible product we can look at to see how this whole shift from theory to practice is actually playing out. So one of the core game-changing ideas packed into Comet is something called agentic automation. And I want you to just pause and think about that for a second. This means the browser isn't just a window to show you stuff. No, it actually does things for you. We're talking about it clicking, typing, and navigating across different websites, all on its own, to achieve a goal that you set. And this leads directly to the next huge leap forward, promptless interaction. You know, we've all spent the last year or so trying to become prompt engineers, right? Well, this is about moving away from that, away from those clunky text boxes towards something way more natural. A collaboration where the AI just gets it. It understands the context of what you're doing and starts to anticipate what you'll need next without you even having to ask.
And get this, Perplexity's own head of design, Henry Modisette, he calls prompting the worst software experience ever. I mean, that is a really bold thing to say, but it tells you everything you need to know about their philosophy. The goal isn't to make us all better at writing perfect prompts. The real goal is to build AI that's so good, it doesn't need those detailed instructions at all.
So what does this all mean? Well, it means we have to completely change how we measure success. We got to throw out the old playbook. For years, it's all been about engagement. You know, how many clicks did we get? How long did someone stay on a page? But in this new world, those metrics are becoming kind of meaningless. The only thing that really matters is the outcome. Did you get what you came for and how fast and easy was it? That's the new bottom line.
But, okay, let's be real. Is this AI-powered future just a perfect, seamless utopia? Probably not. So now we need to do a necessary reality check and talk about the big, unanswered questions.
Look, it's really easy to get caught up in all the hype, right? The potential is absolutely massive. But a lot of what you hear is only the good stuff. It's super important that we flip the coin over and look at the other side, because with all this new power comes some really serious risks and challenges.
And these aren't small issues. We're talking about the big stuff. Like when an AI agent is out there clicking around on your behalf, who's watching your personal data? What happens when that AI makes a mistake or hallucinates or serves up biased information? And maybe the biggest question of all, do we even want to hand over the keys? Do people really want to give up that much control over their digital lives?
So where does that leave us? Well, it leads to this idea of designing the human-AI partnership. It's not about AI taking over. It's about the role of the UX professional completely evolving.
And this is so important for any designers out there listening. The big takeaway here is that your job is not going away. Not at all. But it is changing into something, well, something much more complex and honestly, probably more interesting. You're not just a builder of static interfaces anymore. You're becoming an orchestrator of this complex, intelligent system.
This table does a fantastic job of summing it all up. You can see the shift right here. The user goes from being a manual navigator to a goal communicator. You just say what you want. The designer, well, they go from being an interface builder to an intent orchestrator. And the metric for success? Forget engagement and clicks. It's all about the outcome. Did the goal get met? Yes or no?
So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's that we are moving past the era of designing screens. We are now in the business of designing intelligent, collaborative systems. And that leaves us, the entire industry, really with one huge final question to chew on. When the AI itself becomes the interface, what is the new frontier for design? What do we even do then?